Ruth are the strongest favorites. Plus the 3 matches that they played last year were so incredible, such high quality. Really looking forward to it.
Play.
What should we look for in this match, Tracy?
Well, it's just such an interesting matchup because the serve is so important for both players for different reasons. Sharapova, because she needs to use it as a weapon, needs to get started in each point on the offense. For Halep, her second serve can be attackable, so she needs to get a high percentage of first serves in. Halep moves so quickly about the court, has such incredible defense, such great accuracy. She's going to be looking to expose the movement of Sharapova with angles, depth, wrong footer.
That's a new wrinkle to the Sharapova game, as she discussed after a match. She's trying to mix up her shots more, come to the net more.
And use that drop shot so effectively in her win against Radwanska, particularly in the late stages of the third set. Really helped her to get over the finish line. So Halep has such incredible cross courts as well, but it's her backhand down the line that's going to be very effective today. Hopefully she's going to try to catch Sharapova down that forehand side. Against Radwanska, Sharapova felt that she wasn't aggressive enough in the first set, particularly with her court positioning. But she played so much better the second 2 sets, and she's going to have to maintain that aggressive mindset.
Sharapova with a strong hold to open this match. Simona Halep, of course, now working with Darren Cahill, and Katrina standing by with Killer. Darren? Katrina?
Darren, thanks for joining me. Given the record for Simona, 0-5, what does she have to do tonight to get a win on the board?
I thought she played pretty well against Flavia. She's got a little speed advantage over Maria, so I think more than anything she has to use that offensively more than defensively. If she lets Maria control the tempo of the points, it's going to be pretty tough for her. But she served really well against Flavia. She needs to serve well, not give Maria too many opportunities to attack on that first ball. A little bit of seeing how the match plays out, and more than anything, feeling like she belongs on the court.
She had a great title, a great run here last year. Is winning the title her #1 priority this year?
No, I think that everyone's a challenge. You know, 8 great players here, so everyone's a challenge. I think more than anything, it's a big tournament. The court suits her game. It stays a little bit lower, gives her a chance to use her speed. So no, she's confident. She's confident against anyone she plays against, but everybody's a challenge.
Wonderful. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Darren Cahill working with Simona Halep. Still, they have not made the final decision about next year, though. If Simona has her will, Darren will be in her camp. He has some other obligations that have to get sorted out before he can commit.
That's where it's going to be a problem for Halep if she doesn't get a lot of first serves in. Sharapova is going to attack the second. Halep served very well in her opening match.
She beat Panetta in 1 hour 10 minutes.
Halep just being rushed so far.
Well, certainly, Tracy, if Halep can beat Serena 11-2, she has what it takes to beat a player like Sharapova, though she's never done it. It's Halep's parents here this week.
First miscue for Sharapova.
When you play someone like Maria, Tracy, does it take you a couple of games just to get used to that ball?
That pace, that barrage of power, sure, coming at you, and just smothers every single ball off both wings. Much better point from Halep. Those first few shots had a little more penetration, depth, and then it was the angle. This one right here. Got Sharapova off the court. That's what Halep's going to need to do.
That is the first winner of the match for Halep, and it gets her even at 30 all.
Halep doing a good job of getting herself back in this game. Down love 30. It was all going very quickly. It's really amazing how well Sharapova is playing. She hadn't played a complete match since the semifinals of Wimbledon until she beat Radwanska 2 days ago. Started a little slow in that match, but she's starting out like a house on fire tonight.
She said the return, the second serve return, is where she definitely felt the rust the most. Halep
just can't leave any balls right in the middle hanging like that.
Sharapova was frustrated too, Tracy, that she didn't get under the ball enough in that first match.
Well, Radwanska did a great job of keeping the ball low with those slices. That's a different style of play than Halep has.
Break point for Sharapova.
Advantage, Sharapova.
Sharapova gets the break. And despite some fantastic points, Halep is broken, and Katrina, just from up here, it seems like Halep has the crowd on her side a little more than Sharapova. Would you agree down there?
Well, it's a full house tonight, and I know when Maria walked out here, the crowd was a lot louder for Sharapova than they were for Halep. But yes, they're definitely pulling for her. But it's really been a lot of good points out here, so I think they're just kind of pulling for the good tennis at the moment.
They've seen the better tennis from the Sharapova side. A lot of Romanians here that have come from that country to Singapore to support Halep. So they seem louder maybe than they are in number.
Love 15.
Sharapova had quite a few double faults in the match against Radwanska, but a number of aces as well. Don't see her take much off the second serve. Radwanska said in the press conference, sometimes it seems like 2 first serves.
15 over.
That was 98 miles an hour, 158 kilometers an hour.
And that's the serve that Halep has to take away. That's the serve that Sharapova favors in the ad court. Make her hit her least favorite serve out wide.
You have to applaud the variety of Sharapova, but this is not going to work against Halep. Now it's Halep's turn to try to break back. Game on, back-to-back breaks. There's that Romanian flag. It's flying high now as Halep has just broken backward on serve. Halep's top win this year was against then 5th-ranked Caroline Wozniacki, and Sharapova also had a win against, at that point, 5th-ranked Wozniacki. Halep ranked number 2, Sharapova number 4.
Let's first service.
Dropped down to 4 just this week because of Muguruza moving up to a career high of number 3. But that's why this is feels like such a heavyweight match. Serena's not here, and you've got 2 and 4 playing so early in the tournament. Simona has no choice, but some of those shots where she has an opportunity to go a little bigger, she's going to have to go either really deep or add more width to her shots.
She's struggling to win points on her serve. Sharapova helps her out. It's only the 4th point she's won on her serve. She's now 4 of 10 in service points.
She heard you.
Yeah, ace. Sharapova's going to challenge it. 98 miles an hour, 157 kilometers an hour.
She really went after that one.
And she couldn't have walked it over there any better. That's perfect. 30-15.
30-15. Sharapova has 2 challenges remaining.
That's a perfect point from Halep. A bigger serve, so she was brave, went after it. And very close to the sidelines, 2 balls in a row, keeping Sharapova off balance. Look at those down the lines I talked about. Start with the wide angle, get her running. Much better service game. Got more first serves in.
2 games.
That'll make Coach Cahill happy. That was textbook stuff there, right out of the scouting report. Darren's really helped her mindset when she's on the court.
Such a great asset to have Darren. Such a great tennis mind. We've seen that with so many players that he's coached for the Adidas program.
Just working with Darren like I do in television, he's so analytical. He can break down a player quicker than anyone I've ever seen.
I also like the way that he, when he comes on court to coach, he's so different with each player, whether he needs to calm them down, help them get more excited, whatever it is, he recognizes it.
Sharapova has yet to win a second serve point here early. And throws in her second double fault to keep that streak intact.
Sven Grunefeld, of course, has worked with so many champions as well. Worked with Ivanovic. Down the line, opened that point up. Just so accurate, their ability to redirect those cross courts.
15-30.
I love the chess match feel that this has already, with each player trying to impose their game plan on the other.
30.
So good. Sharapova said that she's working on coming forward in the last 2 years with Sven. Really emphasized that. And as you mentioned, trying to add that drop shot and a little more variety.
She says she feels more comfortable at the net, but enjoys the process of working on it and then implementing it in the matches. Trying to go down that line, but got caught by the net. And a good hold for Sharapova. As after trading service breaks, we're on serve 2-3 here in the first set.
Game set.
Good crowd on hand tonight at the Singapore Indoor Stadium, the host venue of this WTA Finals now for the second straight year. Sharapova is going for her 20th WTA Finals match win tonight, and that almost doubles the amount of all of her red group competitors combined. Everyone in the red group has won 11 total matches in this event when you add them up. Sharapova going for her 20th. But yet, Halep is the top seed here this week. The most significant event she's been top seed.
Let for service. Do
you see Halep having the tools to be #1, Tracy?
Absolutely. She's still improving. She's 24, so young. It's only a couple of years that she's been part of the elite. What a gift. She's an incredible athlete.
She is the second youngest participant this week behind Muguruza.
That is a shock. Maria rarely misses a shot like that, a high forehand, and I think it might be due to the respect of Halep's movement. Saw that Halep was moving that way, tried to cut it too fine, get distracted.
Let receiver not ready for service.
As Halep was making that toss, someone screamed out in the crowd. Sharapova had her stop. So another first serve coming.
Let's second service.
Got it. Right off that sideline as Halep takes a look. Still 40-15.
Sharapova moving up to the ball beautifully tonight. You remember that first match against Radvanka? Yes, reaching for the ball, and Sven came up and he said, "You got to get up to the ball and use your hand more to get more spin."
Game Halep.
Now Halep holds a 3-all.
Three games all.
Halep losing first round at Wimbledon this year. She took about a month off after that and returned to the tour in Canada and got to the final there. See Virginia Rizich, who's Simona's manager, and former French Open champion. Halep, Rizich, and Spurlea, the Romanian women ever to be in the top 10. But that mental reset has made a big difference for Halep here in the second half of the year. She went home to Romania unplugged for a few weeks.
Spent time with family and friends. She said she didn't hit tennis balls, but she ran every day to make sure that she stayed in shape. Spring was tough
Love 15.
for Simona once the French came around. She had finals points to defend, of course, losing in the finals of the French 2014 to Maria Sharapova in 3 sets. And she felt the pressure. She had points to defend at Wimbledon as well. Semifinals, lost to Bouchard earlier that to 2014.
Couple of extra shots required for Sharapova to win this point.
You want to challenge? It was a let, but he called it false.
Sharapova challenged the call on the left.
It was a let, but it
was called out.
was called out. So Sharapova is going to challenge that. And a good challenge. Wow, right on the line. So first serve coming for Sharapova here at 15 all.
Halep just couldn't get enough on those volleys.
Fighting for her life up there.
30-15.
She just couldn't get her balance.
Game set.
Just caught a little late on that forehand because of the power. Halep's forehand has certainly improved. That's a side that can still break down a bit, but it's becoming much more reliable.
Sharapova going for the knockout there. 40-30.
40-30.
Again, the second serve is where she's really struggled in this opening set.
It's interesting on the ad side when Simona stands in the regular position for the return, and then when Sharapova goes to toss, Halep moves over to her right about 2 feet, which is so smart. 25% on her second serve. match. Great play from Sharapova. Big
Advantage,
serve
Sharapova.
and a shorter return, and she came inside the baseline, so it made her drop shot that much more effective because she hit it early.
Missed it. She's going to
Sharapova
challenge, but
on the left far.
I think she's going to be upset with the result here. Way out.
Deuce. Sharapova has 1 challenge remaining.
4 double faults for Sharapova here in her 4th service game.
Advantage.
Follows it up with an ace.
As I said, she doesn't take much off the second serve. She wants to get that first strike with the serve, and she knows if she takes too much off, then she'll be doing the moving on the second shot.
Let's for service.
Sharapova escapes. That was a shaky service game, but she gets
New
through
balls,
it.
please.
And we remain on serve here in the opening set.
Sharapova leads 4-3.
Game set match.
Sharapova, in spite of only winning 3 out of 10 second serve points, up 3-4 here on this changeover. Sharapova Halep around the court. Halep trying to do the same, but in different ways. Looking for the win to try to lock down a semifinal spot this weekend. She was the runner-up here last year. Straight sets. She will qualify for the weekend, no questions asked. Panetta winning earlier tonight against Rabanska, but Halep serving from behind here.
Game set match.
Halep challenged the call on the left fire. The ball was called out.
Halep going to challenge this. Sharapova standing in front of the linesman. But the call still came out. And just missed it. Good call.
Love 15. Halep has 2 challenges remaining.
That was a floater, though. You would hope that the lines people would get that right.
Game, set, match.
Oh, that was a big opportunity there.
15.
Short from Simona Halep.
For as much time off as Sharapova's had, Tracy, do you like what you're seeing from her?
I'm so impressed because we saw the reaction from Maria Sharapova when she beat Radwanska. She's had so many stops and starts this season with injuries. I think even she was surprised at how well her body stood up in that very physical match. It was just under 3 hours against Radwanska. And it's one thing to be training and practicing, but I've always found once you start playing, your muscles are tighter, the tension.
Oh, that was
That's
perfect.
too good.
Had to be. Huge point for Halep to win here.
Sharapova said she thought about it briefly after having to pull out of Wuhan with a forearm injury. She said it would have been easy for me to shut it down for the season, but she said I just really wanted to play.
She's still planning on playing the Fed Cup final as well.
So she spent 3 weeks, after pulling out of Wuhan, went to Europe, get treatment, and back to the States to start training.
Backhand leaks the air, and Halep has game point. Sharapova obviously very much in demand here in Singapore. Has done a lot of off-court sponsor obligations, but still getting in full practices earlier in the week. Got here early as well. Halep holds 4-all opening set. They've been going at it now for 40 minutes.
4 games over.
Damn, the chants of Simona are getting louder and louder down here.
This is the loudest it's been all week. They didn't need to get too loud in the first match.
Again, a lot of Romanians coming to Singapore. Even in the draw ceremony, the Romanian flag was flying and they were chanting Simona.
They come everywhere she goes. It was so loud in Toronto.
Katrina, it sounds loud in their period tonight.
It is. It's pretty much a full house tonight, and they're very much involved in every point. So it's a great atmosphere to compete in.
Love 13.
Double fault number 5 cracks the door for Halep.
That toss way too far to the right. She had to chase it.
backhand down the line is a good weapon for Halep, but when she's on the move and behind the baseline, it's such a low percentage shot.
What should she be hitting there, Katrina?
Definitely back cross court with a little height. If you really saw the clearance of the balls down here from both Simona and Maria, very low over the net throughout the rallies.
The best point of the match. Absolutely incredible tennis. About 3 shots in that point that I didn't think Simona Halep could get, and she just put the after boosters on.
Beautiful drop shot from Maria Sharapova.
The perfect time to use it. 30-all, 4-all.
That's the shot that's helped her to win the French a couple of times. That added element.
Three straight points for Sharapova.
That last backhand, that's the shot Sharapova loves. She moves to her backhand side so much better than to her forehand. She'll hit hard cross court.
What a battle.
This is ridiculous, the way that these girls are hitting the ball, just tearing the cover off of it. Shot after shot. Incredible display of strength.
Forehand that she's added more topspin. Really allowed her to gain some angle there.
Game point for 5-4. Now, so far, this match has lived up to the hype. Pressure falls back to Simona Halep as Sharapova noses ahead 5-4.
Halep has requested to see her coach on court. Sharapova leads 5-4.
How are you feeling? Okay, a few chances. You know, you're in every one of these service games, so no stress. You're serving well. Just leaving a few too many balls short, I think. Middle of the court, more on your backhand. But the best backhand on the court. Trust it. Just a little more through the court. Every time you get a good backhand away to her backhand, she gets on the stretch, then you can get ahead in the point. She's either making a mistake or leaving the ball short, then you can control it with your forehand. But too many times, just a little bit too careful with it. Finish it. And if you feel like the ball's flying on you a little bit, hit it with a little more spin, but finish your shot. But beyond that, I think it's really good tennis. No problem. Serve looks really good. You're defending it well. When you get the chance to step up in the court, you're doing it. Just not getting enough chances to step up in her service games. It starts from the first shot. So be a little more aggressive on that first return, push her back a little more, and then you'll get more looks. Okay? Standard of tennis is really good. Any questions? Feeling okay? All right, confidence. Best of 3 match. No problem. Take your time. Keep your control on your service games. You're serving extremely well. Good variation. You're looking to step up in the court. So a little more. 5% more on your back end. Let it go. Push it back a little more. Good girl. Come on.
Obviously, Darren Cahill, Simona Halep's coach, giving her some words of wisdom. What'd you think, Tracy?
Great. He came out. He always asks the question first. I love that. How you feeling?
How you feeling?
How you feeling? There's no stress. So you're serving well. Just want you to increase the tempo a little on your backhand. Be more aggressive. A little too careful. Make sure you step up in the court.
The comment he made that I liked was he said, you got the best backhand on the court, so trust it. But he agreed with all of us. Good tennis so far.
Also said, long way to go in this match. Making her feel at ease.
That's the first double fault for Halep.
One thing to think about, the experience between these two players in big matches, a gulf of experience is vast. Sharapova, of course, won Wimbledon 11 years ago. For Halep, this is all still new, being at the top of the game.
Sharapova, 5-time Grand Slam singles champ.
Sharapova
is going to challenge this serve. And she's confident. She hasn't moved. Good call by Sharapova. So second serve coming now, and Halep just double faulted.
Two double faults. Didn't go after, decelerated on that second serve.
On the right serve, the ball was called out.
Now Halep's going to burn a challenge here. And, I think she probably knew it was out, but it gives her a couple more seconds to settle down here. Two double faults in a row with the set hanging in the balance. And you just cannot afford to hand Sharapova points, and it may cost her the set.
Halep's ready to serve, and Sharapova's not ready to return. Halep needs to slow down here.
Please.
Give her thoughts. Collect her thoughts.
Let's service.
Game set match.
Game set.
One set point saved.
30-40.
Another to face here for Halep.
Needs the first serve. Wow. A little bit of a gift there from Sharapova. She's not usually that generous.
Deuce.
Look where Halep is, all the way back behind the Singapore sign.
Sharapova had a chance to come in there, and she decided not to. And she comes away with another set point.
Advantage Sharapova.
Too defensively here.
Game set.
Now Maria Sharapova.
I was talking, Sam, about the vast gulf of experience. And you think about Simona Halep. May of 2013, she was ranked 64 in the world. So that's only 2.5 years ago. Then she won her first title, won 6 titles that year. But it wasn't until 2014 in Australia that she got to her first quarterfinals of a Grand Slam. So this is all still so new to her. And of course this year, 2015, defending points at the French and at Wimbledon. She felt the pressure, lost early, second round at the French.
Do you think that's kind of the next level for her, learning how to handle the big moment a little better?
I do. I mean, I think she's handled it very well, but she said that she even felt the pressure.
Yeah.
And she talked about that when she lost early at Wimbledon in the first round. That's when she went back to Romania and took some time off from tennis. And, you know, it's just gaining experience, getting used to being the top seed, being the hunted.
Halep talks about pressure a lot, actually. I mean, even within her own country, she's hugely popular in Romania.
She says they expect me to win every match. And I actually think that she talks about it too much, because she really lets you in that she's feeling the pressure.
Well, Darren forgot to talk to her about her serve. She double faulted twice in that last game.
And that's still at her Achilles heel.
It's her only 2 doubles.
That's where she feels the tension. Doesn't have that big weapon to go to get some free points. So much credit to Sharapova, that first set. She came out firing with the mindset that she was going to be aggressive. And
so see if the break has changed Halep's focus here.
There's no doubt. Darren talked about it when he came out for the coaching visit after the 9th game. He said, just up it, be a little more aggressive, particularly on that backhand side. It was all about maintaining that game plan. In that last game, Simona spent way too much time running across that Singapore sign at the back of the court. She needs to maintain that good court positioning.
Time. Second set.
So here we go, Sharapova. With almost 7 minutes in between first and second sets, getting ready to start set number 2. That opening set, 54 minutes officially. Very competitive until the very end.
$15 love.
Again, Halep has never beaten Sharapova, but she has pushed her to 3 sets the last 3 times they've played. They did not play this year. Halep is pushed back on her heels.
30 love.
Turn this around.
I think particularly on Sharapova's serve, if she gets into a rally like that and she gets on balance, she might have to go a little out of her comfort zone, go wider, bigger on her shots to get Maria off balance. Try to create more openings, more airs off the Sharapova racket.
Halep won 3 titles this year. Runner-up twice. Had an excellent chance to make the U.S. Open final. Lost to Panetta. And Sharapova is firing on all cylinders right now. What rust.
First game, second set.
Sharapova has a combined 37-13 record against the other 7 players in this year's WTA finals. Let's go back to the first set. Again, a 54-minute set.
11 winners for Sharapova, 17 unforced. -6 differential, but it just was that 10th game that really made the whole difference. Sometimes the stats,
they don't tell you how the players handle
the
the big
story. It
yeah,
was
the big
how
points.
Halep just pulled back too much in that final game. 2 double faults. It's when they come.
Sharapova's won the last 6 points.
This is a huge game right here for Halep, because you just feel like it's starting to get away from her.
If you're Halep right now, Tracy, how do you try to slow this train down?
Well, first of all, she's got to slow down. Sometimes she still gets, in my opinion, a little temperamental. You can see how she gets angry, and that was the last kind of piece of the puzzle that she needed to clean up in her game.
I was referring to how does she slow Sharapova down.
Well, she needs to first work on herself, because she needs to stay positive. This year at the Australian Open, she lost in the quarterfinals to Makarova, 6-4, 6-love, and she went away in that second set. She said, that's the last time I'm ever going to do that, where I don't kind of really give 100%.
Stop, please.
Yeah, actually, the linesman made a noise.
The line umpire made the call. The ball was good for service.
The line umpire made a call. Yes, but I did.
He didn't actually call it out. I think he was going to, and then he couldn't take his words back.
Serve. Yes, but the ball was good, right? Yeah, the ball was good, so we replay the point.
Linesman just misspoke, so they're going to play another first serve.
(30-15).
She fought so hard to get back in that point.
30.
So much power from Sharapova. Halep did a great job to just stay alive in that point, and that looked like it was going to go long, and then it's going to be on offensive position. Just flip the tape. Phenomenal tennis from Sharapova. She is so alert. Her footwork is so precise. She's played so few tournaments this year, Sharapova, with the starts and the stops.
Halep is at her mercy at the moment. Break point.
Deuce. Advantage, Sharapova.
Second chance to break here for Sharapova in Halep's opening service game of this set.
Deuce.
Two unforced errors on break point here for Sharapova.
Advantage.
And now Halep with her first chance to close this game out. Just trying to wait out the storm that is Sharapova. Hope her level drops.
Deuce.
Just an absolute slugfest.
Very meaningful game for Halep here. Sharapova on this roll.
That was an aggressive point by Halep, starting with the serve.
Advantage, Halep.
Just enough on that ball from Sharapova to get it over, and it got in such an awkward place for Halep.
Deuce.
Phenomenal get. Got to be frustrating for Halep. Sure, she thought she had that point. Waiting for the call. Did it come?
Advantage, Halep.
It is out. Both players out of breath after that point.
The tempo really slowed down at the end of that point. They had given so much.
We continue on in this service game. Opening service game of the set for Halep. And this will be the 15th point of this service game. Sharapova's earned herself another break point. Overall, her third now of this game.
Let's. First service.
She thought she had an ace.
Now the machine went off. You have to abide by that.
It's got to reset mentally.
Halep's only delivered one ace this match so far. It was worth the wait.
Sharapova just so tough mentally.
2 games to love.
Had those break points. Missed the first return. The second one she missed a backhand, a routine backhand. But she just regroups. Whereas Halep, you can see she's just a little irritated.
Oh, as good fans do. The Romanians trying to get Halep back in this with that Simona chant.
Thank you.
She could use them right about now.
She needs a lift. Sharapova very patient in that game.
Sharapova the last 4 consecutive games.
Love 15.
Some of the fans on their feet for this point.
Love 13.
Sharapova mad at herself after the point that she didn't put that forehand volley away.
Sharapova had some trouble protecting the lead against Radwanska.
15-13.
that toss is so far to the right. Sharapova has to hit it up the tee.
Just sitting here thinking, Tracy, because of this format, this is a matchup we could see again over the weekend. And I think that's where Darren Cahill would be a huge help to Halep if she were to lose this match. Well, we're still a long way from determining that. Losing a match is not catastrophic in this event. It doesn't have to be. It can be a learning experience. Halep crushed Serena at this stage last year, and then Serena came right back over the weekend and beat her for the final.
I actually won one of these round robin year-end events, losing in the round robin and finishing off in the final. So it can happen.
Did you beat the player you lost to after the round robin?
I did in the semifinals. I lost in the round robin, had to play them in the semis. It was Chrissy. And played Martina in the final.
It's under the round container, ball girl. Ball girl. Under the round container.
Looking for a lost ball. She's got it. Sharapova trying to consolidate this break.
Darren Cahill said when he came out, you've got the best backhand on the court. I'm not so sure about that tonight. I mean, Sharapova has just been spot on.
Especially where she hit that winner from, for it to be untouched. That is impressive.
And for somebody who has played so few matches since July. Actually 1.5. One set in Wuhan.
What a smart point by Sharapova to get that lob up in the air and give her a chance to get back in it. She's rewarded with the game and leads 3-love.
Halep is requested to see her coach on, please. Sharapova leads 3-love.
Okay. Yeah, too far back. To the first point of this game, stepped into the second serve backhand, great. And the one where you saved the first game point, same thing. Be more aggressive with that backhand. Just leaving way too many balls hanging in the middle of the court. You're not going to get yourself back into this match by giving her this many looks. So come on, let's go after it a little more. Be a little more aggressive on the backhand side especially. And I'd really like to see you hit this inside out forehand just a little more as well. I think you're getting a little bit too concentrated on getting her open on the forehand side. Listen, she's playing pretty good tennis, really well. But we're giving her too many looks at allowing her to play good tennis. Yeah, a little bit.
I do everything she likes.
Yeah. So let's change it up, right? But first things first, you've got to hold serve. So step up, be really concentrated on every point, get that first serve percentage up just a little bit. She's getting a few too many looks at second serves. Jam her on the second serves. You know, don't go for that wide one. You haven't got enough pace to get it out of her striking zone, so maybe jam her up a little bit on that second serve. But you've got to hold serve here. Every point, be really concentrated. And then be a little more aggressive on the return of serve. Jump around, hit a couple forehands if you want. If you want to stand back, that's fine, but you've got to let it go. Swing. Come on, let's give this a big go.
Darren Cahill out a second time talking to Simona Halep. Tracy, take us through what he told her.
Just wants her to be more aggressive, very similar to what he said the first time he came up. Step it up. You're not going to get back in this match unless you play a lot more aggressively, particularly off that backhand side. Get a lot of first serves in here. Jam her on the second serve. Slice out wide isn't bothering her on the second serve.
Second serve's been a liability for Halep the entire match. She's only won 5 points on this second delivery, none in this set.
I wouldn't say Halep was extremely positive. And you know, that's something I'd like to see change from her, because she's got to just dig in and enjoy the battle, something that she can take from Maria Sharapova. This is what you play for. This is why you train every day, to play a match like this.
She does seem to get down on herself.
A little pouty, but that's, again, this is 90% better than what it was 3 or 4 years ago.
As you mentioned, still youth on her side, only 24. I'm loving listening to this crowd as they react after ground strokes. Tremendous fan appreciation for this event.
For the quality of this tennis tonight.
Sharapova.
I'm sorry, Sam, we haven't seen Maria in a zone like this in quite some time.
Yeah.
When you think that her injury was a leg injury, so you just to think that she's moving this well. Oh! That almost brought up visions of the Radwanska point.
She hit it right at her.
Radwanska hit a ball right at Sharapova on a huge point to make it 5-all in the third, and Sharapova was there with the perfect lob.
Well, the ferocity of shot from Sharapova is back to her vintage self. Game point now. I was talking to Jimmy Arias one time. You know, he lived down in the Bradenton, Sarasota area where Sharapova trained for so many years. He said he's never hit with anyone, man or woman, that hit it as hard as she does. Just flatline speed off her racket.
First game in a long time for Halep.
She survives, and we'll see if it's the start of a new beginning for Halep.
Sharapova leads 3 games.
With Sharapova in the driver's seat in this match, up a set and a break. This is each's second round-robin match here at the WTA Finals in Singapore. Halep had the easier opening round-robin match, beating Panetta in under an hour. Sharapova did show some rust, but that champion's heart was very much evident in her come-from-behind win over Radwanska in her first match. And as I mentioned a moment ago, looks more vintage Sharapova here tonight.
Love.
This is the game where Darren wanted Simona to step up on that backhand. Aggressive on your return.
You need second serves to do that. She's got one here.
Sharapova challenged the call on the left fire. The ball is called out.
This is called out. And it's good.
Full of attempts.
So will she get the point?
No, because Simona got the ball back in play, but that's unfortunate for Sharapova because she was in the driver's seat with that shot.
Sharapova's had a few calls go against her tonight. First double of this set.
What a big turnaround at one point is.
She had some trouble closing Radwanska out initially.
Out. Halep challenged the call on the right near the ball.
I think Sharapova was in the front of the linesman, so the linesman was unsighted, and Mariana Alves had to make the call, and I think she made the correct call. It was out. But in the linesman's defense, Sharapova was right in front.
Halep has 2 challenges remaining.
But he needs to put his hands over his eyes to indicate. Oh, that's a big point there. A second serve, you've got to make that in play. Especially if you're down by this big of a margin, you've got to make some impact on this service game.
Game point Sharapova try to get a 4-1 lead here in the second set. Sharapova holds. She is getting to a lot of balls tonight, as Sharapova not only hitting the ball hard but moving well.
Sharapova leads 4-1.
Well, these players are covering a lot of ground in this match.
What I'm particularly impressed with tonight is Sharapova's movement. We always talk about trying to expose her movement, but Halep doing her best. That shot right there that kept Maria in the point. And she's really worked on her movement, recovering after hitting. She's gotten her legs stronger. But as I said, that the leg injury was what the problem for most of the summer, and then in Wuhan it was a forearm, but she's just incredible endurance as well. I also wondered, she did have a day off after playing on Sunday, but I also wondered she'd be a little sore after the Radwanska match. What was it, 2 hours and 47 minutes?
2:47, yeah. Halep was only on court barely an hour against Panetta, including the warm-up. The longer rallies have gone Sharapova's way as well.
Serve is right in her wheelhouse.
15-30.
Cahill said, I want you to go more at the body because that slice out wide isn't bothering her.
Break points for Sharapova as a result of this huge shot. Just the third winner of the set for Halep. It fights off a break point, but she's got one more to face here.
Hard to see Sharapova playing any better than this. The way that she's driving the balls to the corners.
Sharapova leads 5-1.
So alert to move forward.
I could not agree more.
And that was a difficult to get around that swinging volley and hit a forehand. The angle off the court. She really had to get all the way over there to give herself enough space.
It's been an incredible atmosphere all night between these two with this crowd involvement. And just think, at 4-all, we had no idea who was going to win this match in the first set. And since then, Sharapova has run away with it. Sharapova now will serve for the match to go to 2-0 in red group play. Again, she has quite the winning record against the other 7 players here. 37-13 is her head-to-head, but her next match will be against the only player in the field that has a winning record against her. Flavia Panetta's 3-2 against Sharapova, and Panetta a winner earlier tonight against Radwanska.
Panetta beat Sharapova in the 4th round at Indian Wells just this year.
This is where Sharapova stumbled a little bit the other night against Radwanska when she had a sizable lead and a chance to close the match out. She let Radwanska pick up a couple of more games.
Yeah, she was up 2 breaks, 5-2 in the 3rd set.
Halep uncharacteristically with more unforced errors.
Against Radwanska, Sharapova pulled back. She got a little tight when she had that lead. She's not going to make that same mistake now. She'll continue to be aggressive, go after her shots.
Well, the door open here for Halep to get a break back.
Attention please, sir. Please be quiet in between 1st and 2nd serve. Thank you very much.
Takes one step forward, but how far will she go? Sharapova still way in front. Simona Halep getting a break back. She's still down a break here in this 2nd set. And honestly, that was more about Sharapova than Halep.
A little assist there from Sharapova with a double fault in the unforced.
Again, as we mentioned a few moments ago, Sharapova did struggle a bit to close Radwanska out, but got the job done in the end. But you don't want to get these fans any more involved than they already are and give Halep a little extra boost. But Halep has struggled to hold serve throughout this match. She's been broken 4 times. Get the feeling Sharapova may have a better chance returning to win this match than serving.
That's actually one of the shots that Darren talked about.
15 love.
Getting around this shot in the middle of the court and hitting off forehand. First time I've seen a shot like that in a while from Sharapova. Just guided that.
She's trying to pump herself up. Sharapova commits another error, 40 love. The drama builds here.
See if Sharapova can regroup here immediately on her own serve. That was not the same Sharapova in that game that we've seen the rest of the set.
Sharapova leads 5 games.
So for a second time, Maria Sharapova will serve for it.
But now that these fans have something to do with it, they're really on their feet after that last game.
What an atmosphere to be part of tonight.
The force behind that forehand was just spectacular.
So nice to get that first point under your belt. A little cushion. Oh, the fist pump from Halep.
Take that.
The first time we've seen that.
15.
It's a good sign if you're a Halep fan.
It's amazing to see Maria just fall apart in these last couple of games when she's just been so on point throughout the match.
Just lifted up a little bit.
So that's where that rust factor would come in, not having played a lot of matches.
Closing matches out.
She could not have hit a better second serve.
Boy, Katrina, how loud is it down there?
It's pretty loud. It's getting louder. It's a great atmosphere, though, to play in.
Halep with a chance to break back and get on serve. And she does. An absolutely improbable comeback as we're back on serve here in the second set.
Sharapova leads 5-4.
Settle down. Remind yourself of what you have to do, what you did to get there at the 5-1. Yeah? That competitive spirit has to step into it again. And that means that you have to keep your line. Yeah? You cannot expect her to just give you points. You cannot go left and right. Yeah, you have to keep the RPMs up. On your serve also, stay disciplined. There's no free points coming up. Stay disciplined with that first serve. How you have done at the beginning. Stick to what you're doing. Yeah? Make her right now work for every single point. Yeah, settle down. Get back to your rhythm. Get back to your breathing. Keep your head still on the moment of contact with the returns. Yeah, she's playing a little faster now. So she catches you a little bit off guard. This is your game. Come on. Come on. You're tough.
A very direct Sven Grönefeld, Tracy. He did not hold back in telling Maria what he thinks she needs to do and what she can expect from Halep.
That's the way he is every time he comes down, and I like it. Settle down, get your competitive spirit back, get your RPMs back up.
So you cannot expect her to give you free points.
Very disciplined. Stick with what you were doing. Physically spent after that point. 27 shots.
Sharapova gave her an assist, bailed out of that point.
Latvia service.
Halep has won 3 straight games. Sharapova was up 5-1.
Absolutely incredible. The quality of these points, such critical moments.
Tracy, you took the words right out of my mouth. The level has just risen with each and every point. And it's been amazing. I like what Halep did, though, in that first point. She threw in a couple loopers in there to try to change the pace. But Maria right back on form that next point.
2 points and 2 winners to start this game.
A little pressure on Halep here. Ben did say Halep is playing much faster, which means much harder the last 3 games.
So Sharapova arriving now at match point.
Two sets to